You're listening to Satellite Sisters.
What's a satellite sister?
The person you call when the best thing in your life happens or the worst.
The person that gets you up, gets you going, and gets you through.
And every once in a while, changes your mind.
This podcast is part pep talk, part weekly check-in.
Like grabbing coffee with a friend.
Thanks for being here. Welcome to the Satellite Sisterhood.
You're listening to Satellite Sisters. We're so happy to be here with you this week. I'm Lian Dolan. I'm a writer. I'm a producer. My latest novel is Lost and Found in Paris. Hey, it's coming out in paperback in April. In case you're looking for a book club pick, there you go. Big tip, big tip. All right, Liz, what's up with you?
This is Liz Dolan. I'm in Santa Monica, California. I'm a marketer and I'm a podcaster, just hanging out here in my little podcast studio with my dog Hooper. How about you, Joel?
Well, this is Julie Dolan, and I'm in Dallas, Texas. I'm the eldest sister. I'm a podcaster and a grandmother. And here's my question for you, sisters, this week. You know, there are about 50 million people across the country today that are under either a weather watch or an advisory. So I want to know, what is your bad weather go-to food? Okay, you're going to get some bad weather. Lian, what do you go to the store for?
Oh, okay. I like to make stews when I know that the weather's going to be inclement here in California. Like we just had all that rain. So a lot of stews.
Okay,
and red wine. Wasn't done yet. Red wine. Stew and red wine. That's what I'm going for.
All right.
Okay, Liz, how about you?
Well, of course, the red wine, but also Mama Capra's marinara. So now that I know how to make a delicious marinara, and it's very time consuming, I just stock up on those good tomatoes. I forget what they're called. The ones, it's like San Marino or
yeah, that's it.
A certain part of Italy, from Italy. And I just like slowly cook a little marinara sauce, because you can put marinara on anything else you have in the house. That's my theory.
That's good. It's a real emergency food. I mean, I think it is telling that all three sisters are going to buzz in with wine on their emergency food list. I'm going to go with the emergency Sauvignon Blanc that I think you need to have. I like to have my coffee supplies and then some kind of broth in the house. But all of those things are needed today. So if you're spending time inside, and we hope you're making soup or stews or sauces, or perhaps later in the day having a glass of wine.
Yes, peace and sauce.
A restorative broth there, Julie. touch of Downton Abbey. Going back to Downton Abbey. All right. Well, we have a full show for you today, as always. Julie, you got an existential question. Where is it? At the grocery store? You want to?
No, it was at the mall, at the shopping mall. Okay. I almost lost it. Okay.
Many people have almost lost it at malls, Julie. No shame there. I have a magazine and catalog report. So I am going to really answer the question, thanks to House and Garden, Glassware investigative report. So should you store your glasses up or down? Forget it. We got to talk about that.
Breaking news. Yeah.
Liz, what do you have going on? You have a lot of entertaining sisters items today.
I do, but I also have two alarming new places that have opened in my neighborhood that I think I need to tell you about, because things that used to be fun, they're just sucking all the fun out of it, sisters.
And Julie, you have something called the Trader Joe Awards.
Yes, this is award season, Lian, and I have a full report including testing some of the winning items from Trader Joe's 14th annual Consumer Choice Awards. So you're not going to want to miss that.
All right. Okay. Excellent. So that's a full show. But Julie, what happened at the mall? Are you okay?
Well, I mean, longtime listeners may remember a show we did a while back where I announced that I became a grandmother and I had a brand new granddaughter named Alice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, she turns 16 next week.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yes. 16. I don't know how that happened, but she's turning 16. So obviously I wanted to get her a special gift for her birthday. And of course, like most 16-year-olds, she's planning on getting a driver's license. So I found what I thought was a perfect item. It's a keychain ID case for her. And that's what I plan to give her for her birthday. And I went to the mall and I found found it and it was great. And then I was also going to have it wrapped right in the store and I thought, well, this is just going to be all so nice. It's working out really well. So I went over after I paid for it. I went over to the gift wrapping section, and this very nice young girl was wrapping the gift, and she was kind of talking to me as she was wrapping it. And then she handed me my bag and she looked me right in the eyes and she said, okay, so what are your next steps? I said, what? I said, what? What? No, I was just taken aback. I mean, I'm ready for like, hey, do you have big plans for the weekend? Or, hey, are you having a good day? But she asked me like, what are my next steps?
Ow.
And I just like stammered. I said, my next steps? I don't know what my next steps are. That's the problem. Okay, I'm 3 times older than you, honey, but I don't know what my next steps are.
Oh, that is so funny.
That's deep.
Yeah, that's wow.
I
Putting you
know.
on notice. You are.
I was, and I think it's part of their training at the store that they're trying to engage the customer, and she fully engaged me, and I was just about to like really pour my heart and soul out to her about what my next step should be, but I refrained.
I feel like we need to do a follow-up in a couple weeks to see if you figured out an answer to that question. Or maybe you'd like to write a pep talk.
What my next steps are.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, so you can see.
Yeah.
I've been I've been in a state ever since I purchased that gift.
What are my next steps? Oh, wow. Well, good for her. She's really doing some vital work there at the mall. That's great.
Doing the work. You got it.
Well, Julie, along that line, I have a brand new favorite accessory. So this week my husband and I managed to get away for a night to celebrate our 30th wedding anniversary.
Oh, good work, Lian.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
We had a trip planned earlier in the month, but because we had so much rain, we canceled it. And so we had a very spontaneous trip to a beautiful place in Ojai. And as you know, Julie, we're golfers now. I know it surprises you, but
yes, it does. Every time you say that, it's shocking, but embrace it, Lian. It's a lifestyle.
Yeah. Part of my next steps are the PGA Tour. And so we're golfing. We're on the golf package. That means there's going to be a lot of golfing. So what do I bring with me? Which I bring everywhere now. I bring my new personal massager. You guys, do you have one of these things? These portable percussive massagers?
Yes.
Some people. Okay. I bring it everywhere now. I didn't realize that everybody I knew had one of these until one of our text chains from my college friends exploded with, everyone in the family has their own personal massager. We all just sit on the couch and massage ourselves night and day. And I have had very tight calf muscles now for a couple of years. I'm not going to go into it, but all I can tell you is
please don't. My
son gave me this for Christmas. I take it everywhere with me now. I'm like, I got to go to the grocery store. Let me just go get the massager so I can just loosen up my calf muscles.
Can I ask what brand you got? Is it a Theragun? Is a Theragun a Hyper Ice?
I have a Hyper Ice, and it's a small one. So it's portable, Liz. That's the point. It fits right in my bag, Liz. I brought it. Not only did I bring it on vacation with me, I brought it in the golf cart with me.
People take them to the tennis courts, Lian. I have seen people working on hamstrings all the time. Yep.
Okay. It's everywhere now. Like before I go to yoga, I just do a little personal massaging in the front seat of my car before I get in to go light it up. I can't believe how addicted to this thing I am. It's my favorite new accessory.
Well, you can't believe what just happened at my gym, because you were raving about this last week, and I was thinking, God, for my left leg, lefty needs some kind of special attention. I should get one of those. But then I went to the gym where I work out, and I saw that in the corner they had installed a full station of these devices, Lian.
Wow.
Not only are there the guns, there are the rollers, and the rollers vibrate. Have you tried those?
No.
You're going to need to get yourself one of those, because you know how you're always working on that calf or that IT band. You have to roll back and forth on the roller. Now you don't even need to roll. You just lay on the roller and it vibrates. It's really good. I highly recommend.
So, Julie, next steps. Get one of these things. Just start percussive massaging yourself.
Okay. Sounds good.
It is. Hey, I take it everywhere.
Okay. Well, speaking of aggressive wellness, which is what I'm now calling it, very aggressive wellness breaking out in my neighborhood. There are two alarming places. Remember, you had one in Pasadena, Lian. I also had one here in Santa Monica, the Urban Sweat Lodge.
Oh, yeah. Urban
Yes.
Sweat Lodge. Yes, right next to my yoga place. Mhm.
Yes. Urban Sweat Lodge really did not make it through the pandemic. It's not very COVID friendly, an urban sweat lodge. So that went out of business. But now two new places have moved in. Right, like the main retail dragon in my neighborhood is Montana Avenue. So we used to have a very nice neighborhood laundromat, gone. What we have in the place of the laundromat now, which people actually used, is a place called Perspire. What?
That sounds a little stinky, actually,
I know.
if you want.
Okay, Julie, Perspire Sauna Studio.
Oh.
So all it is sauna, and it's
Mhm.
those new infrared saunas that blah, blah, blah. They say it will transform your health and wellness routine. Seems really aggressive. Each session combines red light therapy and infrared heat. So I keep reading about these infrared saunas. It's like, I don't understand. Well, it turns out the infrared saunas, they don't really heat the air around you so much. The infrared lamps just heat your body directly, which frankly, I don't like the sound of that at all.
Get the massager.
I don't know.
Get a
That
massager.
doesn't seem-
Get a
I mean,
massage.
you don't like dinners that have been sitting under infrared lights. So
yeah,
why would
yeah,
you?
heat lamp. Do I really
Why?
want to heat lamp myself so I perspire with people in a former laundromat? There's just no part of that sounds appealing. So Perspire will not be on my list to check out. Not as hot as a sauna. No. But then if you think there could be an even less appealing name, how about this? At the end of the block, FaceGym. Okay, that's opening.
What is that, Liz?
Face,
FaceGym.
face, F-A-C-E, face.
FACE, FaceGym. All one word though, Lian. FaceGym.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
okay.
Oh
But
my
it's-
Do they have rollers in there for your face? What are you doing?
Okay, I'm
What are
going
you
to read you a little bit of the information they have
Okay.
because it just sounds super stupid. Okay, whoever said beauty is only skin deep didn't know about the 40 plus forgotten face muscles you need to work out and tone if you want to get truly face fit. Okay, did you know that face fit was even a thing
Oh
you
my
were supposed to
gosh.
want to be?
Yeah.
No, I'm not into it. You can take your facial fitness to the next level. From our signature hands treatment for a manual face workout to our cutting edge cryo medi lift for the ultimate face fitness and tension release, it's time to get physical, sisters. So basically what this is, it's a facial with all the relaxation taken out of it, right? It just is like what used
That
to be
sounds
like
terrible.
the ultimate no effort thing was a facial, right? Like,
Right, yes.
So you just lay there, somebody rubs your face. Well, now it's a fitness activity, and you know you're in trouble. There was one note. Hang on, let me get to what it said on the website because I was like, oh well, this is just wrong. It says, please note your full appointment time will be 70 minutes, which includes your 60-minute workout, plus an additional 10 minutes for pre and post workout consultation with your trainer.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh,
So now you don't even get someone called a facialist anymore. You get a trainer. Face gym? No, I am not for this.
oh my gosh.
only
That
in Santa
is-
Monica. Only
It
in
is.
Santa Monica,
I know.
California, would they have something like
Yeah.
that.
I mean, I used to complain that the whole street was just Pilates studios. Well,
Yep.
now it's Pilates plus this kind of stuff. I can hardly walk there anymore. It's just too much pressure.
Well, Liz, you know what's funny? I am going to be on Montana Ave. In addition to Perspire and FaceGym, there's a new bookstore that is going to be opening in a couple of weeks called Zibby's Books on Montana and 11th, which happens to be right across the street from, as we know, the Satellite Sisters P.O. Box, the famous Satellite Sisters P.O. Box.
They have been working on that place for a while, Lian. I've been watching them transform this space into a lovely looking bookstore.
Yeah, small, charming, 900 square feet, very pro female authors and women's fiction and all kinds of female writers. So they're having an opening weekend of February 18th and 19th. And I'll be there on the 19th, Sunday the 19th at 11, just signing books, standing in the bookstore. You come by, and then you can go to FaceGym after or Perspire. You can go to brunch. It's all doable on Montana Ave.
Well, you know,
but it's also
February 19th is also your birthday. So I could take you to Perspire for your birthday if you'd like to do that.
That's what I want.
I'm sure they have some special packages, Lian. Be sure to bring your Theragun with you. Maybe you could work that in.
Okay, so it's called Zibby's Books. That's good. Okay, I'll put all that info in the show notes. But yeah, come on to Montana Avenue. It's been a long, Drugtown is out of business now and it's going downhill. So this Zibby's was a beacon of positive activity on the avenue.
Excellent. Green Chef makes eating well easy with plans to fit every lifestyle. Whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, or just looking to eat more balanced meals, Green Chef offers a range of recipes to suit your preferences. Liz, how are you kicking off your Green Chef menus this year in 2023? Doing anything different, anything special?
Well, there are just so many choices. So I am mainly a fast and fit person, Lian, on the Green Chef menus. I like the fast. I like the fit, 2023 kicking it off. But I noticed there were a lot of good keto kickoff menus at the beginning of the year now. And even though I'm not keto, I did pick the blackened shrimp and grits in quotation marks for one of my meals this coming week, just because it looked delicious. So I really enjoy Green Chef because it's just enough cooking for me to feel like I'm actually making myself dinner, not just unwrapping food. And it's always super tasty.
Liz, Green Chef is the only keto meal kit. So it makes sticking to a carb conscious lifestyle really easy. Yeah. But they have options for every lifestyle: keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, fast and fit, Mediterranean, gluten-free. And for our sister Julie now, they have 10-minute lunches. She was struggling with, my husband's home at lunch now. Now what do I do?
I know, I saw that.
I mean, that's great. 2 convenient, low prep, nutritious lunch recipes ready in under 10 minutes. No cooking required. Yeah. Here you go, retiree. Well, we love everything that Green Chef has to offer because they feature organic produce, premium proteins, and sustainably sourced ingredients. You can raise your food standards in 2023 and reap the flavor benefits. And it's the only meal kit that is both carbon and plastic offset. Mm-hmm. Green Chef is 100% offset of their carbon footprint, as well as 100% of the plastic in every box. So that's great. So our recipes feature organic produce, premium proteins, and sustainably sourced ingredients. So you can raise your food standards in 2023 and reap the flavor benefits. And right now, Green Chef has a fantastic deal for Satellite Sisters listeners. Go to greenchef.com/sisters60 and use code sisters60 to get 60% off plus free shipping.
That's a super deal.
Yeah, like if you've ever wanted to try it, now would be the time.
Now is the good time, yeah.
greenchef.com/sisters60 and use code sisters60 to get 60% off plus free shipping. Green Chef, the #1 meal kit for eating well. Julie, this is the time of the show when we get to talk about our favorite products, OSEA. OSEA products are clean, vegan, cruelty-free, climate neutral, enriched with seaweed, and made in California so you can feel good about what you're putting on your skin. Is your skin dry, Julie? Are you slapping on that OSEA every chance you get?
Lian, I have my bottle in here, the closet. I'm putting it on during the podcast because I love the anti-aging body balm so much. Do you have that one, Liz? Lian,
yes, I do.
Should get that.
Yes.
I mean, it's more than a lotion, more than a serum. It's together creating this hydrating situation on your face, on your hands, on your legs. And it has this wonderful, wonderful lemony scent to it. I use it every day. I'm using it right now. I'm putting it on my lips, Lian. Can you tell? Do they seem moist and less old to you? Because that's what's happening. I'd like to drink it if I could. If it was a smoothie, I'd have it as a drink. But it's not. Do not drink Osea. I'm not suggesting that. But you're going to want to put it all over your body.
It's true. Technically, the beautiful oils in it are passion fruit and coconut oil. But if you smell citrus, go for it, sister. I'm not gonna tell you. And it does leave your skin absolutely gleaming. And it's clinically proven. You're not imagining it, Julie. Clinically proven to improve the appearance of skin elasticity, firm and tightened. So you get more skin elasticity, you get some firming and some tightening. I put it on my décolletage. I put it on that area pretty much morning, noon, and night, anytime I go into the bathroom. We're raving about Osea because we love it so much. If you want to start the new year fresh with clean vegan skincare and body care from Osea, please, we encourage you. Right now, Osea is giving Satellite Sisters listeners a special discount. Get 10% off your first order site-wide with the code SATSisters at OseaMalibu.com. You get free samples with every order too, which is great, and free shipping on orders over $60. Head to OseaMalibu.com, and Osea is OSEA, OseaMalibu.com, and use code SATSisters for 10% off. The product we love is the anti-aging body balm. Thanks, Osea.
Okay, Lian and Julie, I have a parenting question for the two of you. This is a parenting dilemma being faced by Donna Kelsey. Now, you've probably seen this in the news. Donna Kelsey has two sons, Jason and Travis, who are both NFL stars playing for the Eagles and the Chiefs, respectively. And they are going to face off against each other in the Super Bowl coming up. So you each have two boys. I just want to know, what is a mother to do in this situation where you have your two sons facing off against each other in the Super Bowl? What would you do?
Well, this is Julie, and I would get a ticket for a seat on the 50-yard line, smack dab in the middle, and then I would have a jersey made with both Eagles and Chiefs together, so one half is Eagles, one half is Chiefs, just right in the middle, and I tell both of them that I love them very much. That's what I would do.
Oh, yeah. I think I've seen her in that jersey. So she sat there. Honestly, I wouldn't go to the game. I just don't think I could go. Yeah. I think I would be like Pete Sampras' parents who never went to a single match he played. Like, I just don't think I could do it. I would be so nervous for both of them and feel so terrible for the one that lost and so happy for the one that won. I mean, so I don't think I could go. I would, be at home and root for my favorite son.
And that's exactly what they're going to be thinking, Lian. Yeah. Well, I wish her luck, because it's very exciting for her, but it's also a really difficult position to be in.
Yes. Yeah.
It is.
I saw New York Times in their Upshot column had a story. It's a review of some Pew Research Center did another new big survey of parents, and some of the results of this survey were kind of interesting. Number one, that 8 out of 10 parents find child raising to be enjoyable and rewarding. That's good. I don't know about the other two, but 2/3 of the respondents to the survey said that they thought parenting was much harder than they thought it was going to be. Okay. And I think that's true, because you really don't know what you're going to getting yourself into, right, Lian, as a parent, until you become a parent. And 1/3 of those respondents thought it was a lot harder than they expected. And some of it has to do with this generation of mothers and of fathers that are coming up. Do you realize that working mothers now spend as much time with their kids as stay-at-home moms did in the 60s and 70s?
Wow.
I mean, think about that. Because in this... Well, it is in the 60s and 70s, like the parenting style, or the popular parenting style, was probably some neglect. I mean, you just weren't spent. You weren't.
Benign neglect.
Benign neglect. Yeah.
But you were engaged in adult activities. Okay. You weren't always engaged in parenting activities. This generation of parents really feels that number one, they have all consuming, professional jobs or jobs because, those are a lot more demanding. But mothers and fathers really feel like they're in a position where they constantly have to teach their children. They constantly have to interact with the child, that's different. And nearly half of the respondents in this survey said that they were trying to raise their children differently than they were raised.
Oh.
And that's the consequence of that decision. Many of them said they didn't want to yell at their children as much as their parents yelled at them or didn't listen to them, that they wanted to constantly be giving their children more positive affirmations. So if you're not, that makes parenting even harder.
Very time consuming.
It's very time consuming. Right. It requires.
I'm not a parent, so I can say anything. Yeah.
But it requires, a lot of discipline, and it means that you're not doing things like as intuitively, that you're making very deliberate choices about how you're parenting, rather than, well, I'm just copying the style my parents, how they raised me.
That's so interesting.
I thought that was really interesting. And probably the other area that this generation of parents, I think, feels more deeply is they're very concerned about the mental health of their children. And I think because people are more open about talking about mental health and think, about depression, about, the incidence of suicide, that creates a lot of pressure and concern for parents to be really focused on the mental health of their child, in addition to everything else that in the past parents have worried about.
Where I think, like our parents, it was just all they could do to keep us alive. Like that. It was more that.
Well, but we had a lot of kids. I mean, I think I admire this generation of parents that they're trying to rethink it. Like there's no, they're looking at how they were raised and they're saying, what can I do differently? Maybe better, differently, there are going to be some great advances and there are going to be things where they're just really exhausted at the end of the day. I just suggest you don't have to go to every birthday party with your child. Take that 2 hours and go to the mall, maybe do something for yourself. But
I think FaceGym.
Yeah, they're really trying to be intentional about it. And I support that. It's just, they don't get much support from anybody else. They're out there. Yeah. I mean, poor mothers have been killed during the pandemic. They're out there trying to do their best. So
I know they are. And I think those of us that know mothers, know young mothers, that, neighbors, family members, coworkers, this is a time where they can really use your support, because one of the other findings was that parents feel a lot of pressure and judgment from their friends, from their families, from online communities. I mean, yes, they have access to more information, but they also have access to a lot more judgment about everything they do. And that cannot be easy. I mean, that is, is very, that's a real pressure on parents. So we love you, parents. We want to help. So,
right. Think about it, Julie. When we started this show 22 years ago, we talked about working mothers all the time. Now we talk about working parents because I think dads are more involved than they were in our generations intentionally. But we're still talking about it. So many of the challenges that we faced 22 years ago that we talked about, and the experts we brought on to talk about stuff, women today are still facing it. There hasn't been a huge difference, but I do think that focus on mental health is interesting. I think that's positive. I think that's very positive. They're looking for the whole family. All right. So we love talking about generational differences. Parenting is important. This story is completely and utter nonsense, but I bring it to you anyway from Yahoo Finance, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
Generational differences between boomers, you two, and millennials and Gen Z. Okay. The things that millennials would rather spend their money on, or their responses to when boomers say you're wasting your money on X, Y, and Z, and millennials and Gen Z are like, no, we're not. So here's a few things millennials and Gen Z have rejected. The wedding industry. Oh, the wedding industry. That's it. They are taking a much different and cheaper approach to their big day. Do you know that the average cost of weddings has actually gone down?
No,
it's
really?
Since the pandemic has totally changed people's opinions about what they can do and how they can do it. It's sort of thrown out all the rules. The no frills wedding is kind of a trendy thing now. So in 2020, the average wedding was $28,000. It's now $19,000. So that's pretty significant. So they're not tossing everything out, but they're not necessarily just doing everything they're, quote, supposed to do.
That seems like a healthy change.
Yes.
I do. That seems sensible.
Yes. Okay. Here's another thing. Like, has this happened to you when you walked into a coffee shop and you've been shamed? Cow's milk. It's over. It's over. If you're a millennial and Gen Z, I mean, now when you order cow's milk, the baristas look at you like, what's wrong with you, boomer? I just feel bad, but millennials and Gen Z, they're non-dairy milk all the way. So oat milk all the way. I can't even. I'm just sticking with cow's milk.
Okay.
Okay, here's something that millennials and Gen Z are doing: not buying diamonds. Okay, who is buying diamonds? But whatever. Apparently, not buying diamonds.
That's over.
Yeah, it's over. They're looking for unique gemstones or handcrafted options. They're not looking for diamonds anymore. So there you go. So sorry, Cartier, it's over. Now, this one surprised me. Millennials have signified the death of paper napkins. Wah, wah. Now, I was excited for this because I thought, they're using cloth napkins because they're reusable and they're more environmentally friendly. That, millennials and Gen Z, I 100% support because that's how I roll at my house. But no, they're using
no napkins, right?
Paper towels because they're more multi-use. Oh, don't do that.
No,
Don't do. You're breaking my heart, millennials.
I mean, Martha Stewart is not going for that.
No.
Right. Okay.
Or Edna Dolan.
Yeah, or Edna Dolan. No, that was even on car trips. Mom always had she had patterned napkins for us, right?
Napkins, yes. I mean, come on. Let's get some. You know what?
She carried cocktail napkins. Yeah.
In her car, which is pretty telling.
All the time.
I mean, there have to be some standards. I think we have to hold the line on some standards.
And this one, I'll do one more. This one just made me laugh. Doorbells. Oh, forget it. Millennials have killed doorbells. As one millennial wrote, the doorbell legit scares me. I jump every time now. It just seems really aggressive to ring someone's doorbell when you can text. So they're not installing them. They're taping over them. Just text here. That's what they want.
Jeez.
Okay.
That's it. The doorbell is dead. The doorbell is dead if you're millennial or Gen Z. So just a few generational differences. Excellent.
Okay. Well, my doorbell hasn't worked for about 5 years, so I'm feeling good about that one. You can buzz from the lobby, but when you get to my actual door, no, just knock. So okay, that's good. That's good. I'm not going to replace it then.
All right. And then now I'm going to move on to my magazine and catalog report. I had a lot of catalog, quite a backlog of magazines and catalogs. So we had some rainy weather and I just got myself a cup of tea and went through a bunch of things. Okay. One surprising finding from the Talbots catalog. I wanted to get your opinion on.
I didn't think that was possible to have anything surprising from Talbots, Lian.
Except that you get the Talbots catalog.
Yeah. I mean, what does that say right there? Okay. Good. Carry on, sister.
Okay. So, and read it. Not only do we get it, Liz, I study it. All right. So here they have rebranded the tunic. All right. So, that's like, you're going to cross a certain age at some point. You're just going to start wearing tunics, right? Mm-hmm. You just need a little extra length in the
coverage.
Back.
Yeah.
And there's no judgment. They look great. And
they're
we
practical.
all love it.
Yeah. They're very tunic. Flattering. Yes. Good.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. You know what? I think Talbots is trying to energize the tunic market. So they call them popovers.
No, that is not good.
No.
What?
That's first of all, that's a food. What?
It's a food.
I mean, I can see topovers. That would be
Oh.
cute.
Oh, Julie.
Julie,
know,
that
I
is
know.
a good note. That's a good
Yeah.
note. You got to send that into Talbot's right away.
I mean, I don't.
Talbot's stopovers. Look at that. That's you got alliteration and everything.
I just had to, I saw it in print and I like had to go to the website, like, wait, what is happening? What is a popover? Did I miss it? No, just pages and pages of popovers. So okay.
You know what that is, Lian? I'm
What's
just
that?
going to call it. That is trying to make fetch happen. That is not going to happen.
Yeah. Yes, exactly right, Liz. Exactly right. So, okay. Talbot's popovers. Rejected. All right. Now, thank you, Better Homes and Gardens, because they went in and did an investigative report on whether we should store our glassware facing up or facing down.
Okay. I want to know.
Quite interested in this.
Yes.
Very interested.
I mean, let's face it. Don't you think about it every time you're like washing or you have company coming? What should I do? Blah, blah, blah. Especially, Julie, you have open shelving, right?
Yes, I do.
It's a concern for you. Okay, so they went to an expert, a woman named Jessica. Okay, and women named Jessica, they know everything, right?
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah, they do.
they do.
You're
They
right.
are blogging. They are lifestyle people. They are influencers. They're all named Jessica. Okay, so here's what Jessica said. Down. Basically, down.
Phew.
If
I am so relieved, Lian, because you didn't tell us before the show.
no.
And I have all my glasses down.
Yeah.
And if you had set up, okay, I mean, that might have like
lot of
rocked
work.
my world.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is glasses with the sturdy rim. If you really fine glassware, you're going to need to find like a system to like have them hanging so you don't chip the rim. But this is like your basic everyday wine glass or something like that down because it keeps them cleaner. It keeps them away from dirt, dust, and potentially bugs, depending on where you live. Oh, Jessica, thank you so much. No one wants a bug. And Julie, particularly with you with that open shelving, a lot more opportunities for glasses to be exposed to potential contaminants, Joel. So store those glasses.
I'm cooking up contaminants every day in my house.
Store them down. Store them down. But here's what you want to do. You want to make sure your glassware is completely dry before putting it away because you don't want to risk mold or mildew issues from the trapped liquid. Now, couple of exceptions to this rule. Of course, Jessica, of course. Coffee mugs you use every day, you can store them up. Like if something's frequently used and you're putting it in and out of the dishwasher every day and it's only in your cabinet for a day, go ahead. Put them up. And then these fragile glass, you're going to want to put a padding down on to store like good champagne glasses and things like that. So you don't chip them. But there you go. Store your glassware down.
Okay.
How do you feel, Liz?
I feel totally validated because
Okay.
that's what I do. Yeah. I have a combination of open shelving and closed shelving.
Mm-hmm.
On the open shelving, always down because I just feel like there's a lot of things flying around in the air. that can
Contaminants.
land
Liz. Yep.
inside. Yeah. Usually dust because I don't use the glasses very often. But inside the closed shelving, I am more likely to put it up just because flying around contaminants doesn't seem to be a thing. But I'm just going to, it's all down all the time now for me. Thank you, Jessica.
Yeah, she did say keep your shelves clean. So there you go.
Oh,
That's
okay.
Yeah,
just a reminder.
Oh, then there's that. Okay.
So popovers, no. Glasses down, yes.
Yeah.
There's the magazine and catalog report. We're back. We're the Satellite Sisters. Hey, we just want to remind you that, we have things happening in 2023. Wouldn't you say? People need to keep in touch.
Yes.
We're going to be, there's going to be some surprises on the horizon in 2023.
Some announcements.
And we don't want, we don't want you to miss a minute. So here's what you can do. First of all, please follow the podcast or subscribe to the podcast or make sure you're getting the podcast automatically every time, depending upon what app you use. It's follow or subscribe. Do that. We would love to have you as a regular subscriber. That makes it easy for us to know that we have reached you. Friend us. Go ahead. Friend us over there on Facebook. Join our Facebook group. It's a private Facebook group. It's a very delightful place on the internet. You do need to answer a couple of questions to get into the Facebook group. So please do. Nothing personal
They're
and
not
nothing
hard.
tricky.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're not going to ask you your next steps. No, there will be no questions about
next
that.
steps. We don't want your pin for anything. No.
Okay. And then follow us on Instagram. We're at Sat Sisters on Instagram. And we post over there every week as well. Or you can follow us individually on Instagram as well. But at Sat Sisters should cover it. Also, subscribe to Pep Talk is our weekly newsletter. And that comes every week we do the show. I try to put out a matching Pep Talk. So that gives you the show notes. But any of these, surprise announcements we could be having in 2023, you're going to want Pep Talk for that as well.
Okay. And we always love it when you recommend Satellite Sisters to your own Satellite Sisters. So that's great. You can just send them an episode of the show. You can, forward Pep Talk to them. Pep Talk is perfect for that. If you want to get your friends engaged in the sisterhood, just forward that right along. And then also, whenever you give us a review or stars, that just makes us super happy. So special shout out to Laureen Ruby, who this week posted 5 stars and a review on Apple Podcasts. And she said, I have listened to every episode for 4 years. Oh, first, the title of it was Nothing Better. Okay, enough said.
Thank you.
Enough said. Nothing better. 5 stars. Laureen Ruby, thank you so much. But I've listened to every episode for 4 years. I've laughed and learned so much about women in sports, the Olympics, travel, TV shows, books, cooking, and more. Every big topic gets discussed. These sisters are a class act. Laureen, no one has ever said that to us before.
No.
Not in those words.
We love that.
Edna Dolan would be so happy. And, so thank you, Laureen. And anyone who ever wants, even if you just want to give us the stars, whatever app you use, it does help people say, oh, I'll give this show a try. And that's what we would really love. Expand the sisterhood. So thanks, Laureen Ruby.
So nice. So nice. Well, sisters, it's award season, and Trader Joe's has just announced their 14th annual Customer Choice Awards. Okay. I saw this article. I was like, oh, we're having an ice storm. I rushed out before the bad weather hit to get all of these items so that I could try the award-winning Trader Joe items for you and give you my personal review. How about that?
That's very impressive, Julie.
Okay.
That's
So
very impressive.
I know. Well, first thing is, I will just say that you're not going to be able to find all the award winners in your Trader Joe's store because these items are so hot. They're going so quickly that you might have to scout around or you might have to ask for them. But I did review a number of them. So I want to talk about their number one. 18,000 people voted, and this was their number one snack food choice. And that is the chili and lime flavored rolled corn tortilla chips. Have you ever tried those?
No, sounds delicious though.
Well, they are delicious, Liz. I said, I'll test one. And then I had eaten 10 before I knew it. But I would describe this as complete road trip junk food. Okay. That you are going to eat this out of a bag. Lian, there is no way you could serve this with hummus and call it a nutritious snack. There's no way that you could pair it with salsa. Okay. Same thing. This is junk food. It's good for eating in a moving vehicle. Okay. But you might
a rolled tortilla chip, chili and lime rolled.
Yeah, they look like little rolled sticks. Okay, they're very tasty, and you get the chili and lime stuff all over your fingers. So you are going to need a napkin or a paper towel to wipe your fingers after using that. Now, the one I'm really disappointed that they didn't have, but sounds delicious, is as their number one beverage winner was the sparkling honey crisp apple juice. Doesn't that sound good?
Yeah,
I don't know.
That does sound good.
All right. Run, don't walk. If you're not under a winter advisory, go see if you can get some of that because I love Honeycrisp apples and that sounds very, very tasty. Here is their big winner in the dairy and cheese product area, and that is cheddar cheese with caramelized onions. I was able to snag some of this, and it's a winner. I think it will make an outstanding grilled cheese sandwich because you're going to have the savory and the sweet. Okay. Now you can see already I've eaten about 14,000 calories in my testing kit. But I'm getting
That's the Trader Joe's trap. It
Good
is.
one for the team.
I mean, okay. So that wasn't enough. Then I had to bulk up on their big dinner winner, and that is the butter chicken with basmati rice. Now, have you tried that, Liz? Or, this
No.
is a frozen food dinner, okay? But it's very decent. It's mildly spiced. I thought this was very tasty, okay?
You know what? I'm not a fan of frozen food. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I'd rather just cook up my little green chef, Jewel. That's
Okay,
that's the
so
way I go.
you don't
Fresh
want the
food.
you don't want the dessert winner then, the mini ice cream cones, which are
Oh no, that sounds delicious. Well,
those.
I mean,
those are
ice cream
delicious.
has to be frozen.
Yeah, good point.
Yes,
Liz.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So you might want to check those out. Those have won again. And then finally, Lian, something you might want to try, because I know you entertain a number of vegans. This is their number one vegan item, which is a kale cashew. Well, those are out in your family, I know, and and basil pesto. Okay. I got some of this, and here's the thing. It's pesto. Okay. They had nuts, they had basil, and then they stuck that kale in there.
I know.
I
Why would
don't
you
know
do
why
that?
they did that. Okay. I don't like kale, and I don't like the taste of kale in any form. I thought maybe I could make a go for it with the pesto, but not so much.
Yeah.
But anyway, you may like it. The Trader Joe's associate that was helping me find it, he said it's flying off the shelves. So that's the vegan kale, cashew, and basil pesto. So some good items there. Scout them out in your local Trader Joe's.
Okay.
Julie, excellent. Whew. There is so much information on this show. Our
I
friend Liz,
know.
friend Liz, who's driving around with the whiteboard on her on her window.
Inside the
It's
car,
probably
yeah.
it's probably full by now. She's
Yeah,
got
yeah.
gosh, all kinds of things on it. All right, entertaining sisters. This is the time of the show we make our recommendations: TV, books this week, all kinds of things. So, Liz, you're up first. You have a couple of recommendations.
I do. I want to start with TV, and I want to pose the question to you, sisters: is it possible that Slow Horses season 2 could be even better than season 1? And to which I say, yes, it is possible. I know we recommended Slow Horses when it came out last year. Season 1 was boffo, but I have 3 words for you about Slow Horses season 2: Russian sleeper cells. Okay.
Oh yeah. All right.
So once you start activating Russian sleeper cells, then what you have is a story that takes the best of the spy genre, the look hooray, but not very good at their jobs, crossed with the Americans, right? The best American spy drama.
Yes.
So really good. This is on Apple TV Plus. I think it was like 8 episodes, something like that. Anyway, season 2, if you forgot about Slow Horses, don't sleep on Slow Horses. Slow Horses season 2, really good. And at the end of season 2, they have the trailer for season 3. So
It's very exciting that they're going to have a season 3. I agree with you, Liz. It's a totally enjoyable series. Yes.
yeah, and don't you think, Julie, everyone in it is so good? It's just very quirky characters, all really good.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that is TV from me. Now, let's talk about movies, people, because as Julie has said several times, it is award season. And last year, with the Oscar nominations coming out, people are starting to feel a lot of pressure about how they feel about certain movies. So I'm just going to share what I call the Shawshank Confession. This is the Shawshank Confession because I think we all have gone to movies that everyone says are great and you're going to love it. And we have not agreed or just not loved it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the way I was about the Shawshank Redemption, right? Isn't that the name of the real movie?
Yes.
Yes.
I don't know what was wrong with me that night. I think I went to a later show than normal. It's the end of a hard week. Whatever it was, I came out of that movie thinking, no, not for me. Not for me. And this is a movie that now gets on everybody's list of like 100 best movies of all time.
Yes.
Or everybody, right? Do both of
Yeah,
you
or their
love-
favorite
Yes.
movie of all time. Like
Yeah,
it's
right.
very popular with human beings as opposed to critics. You know, both. Like people love this movie. It's life changing.
Yeah. Okay, I did not, and I don't care. I just don't care. Because I
Okay.
think so much of how you feel about a movie is the mood you are in when you watch it. And I just was not in the mood for that movie that night. So I offer this in response to like Lynn in the Satellite Sisters Facebook group, who said she just has no clue what Banshees of Inisherin was supposed to be about. That's okay, Lynn. Totally okay. That's a movie I really enjoyed. Clearly, I was in the mood for a dark, super sad Irish drama where almost nothing happens, right? But you were not in the mood for that. It's okay. Bridget said she just totally didn't get Everything Everywhere All at Once, and she doesn't understand what all the hubbub is about. And then Diane chimed in with a comment. She said, same for me, Bridget. My friend and I walked out and went for Thai food. Good for you, Diane. I say, good for you. It's supposed to be entertainment. If it's not entertaining you, just leave. It's okay. Turn it off. I confessed last week that The Fabelmans, I got like 30 minutes in and I was done, just done with The Fabelmans. So I just put this all under the umbrella that I call the Shawshank Confession. Sometimes it doesn't matter how good a movie is. It's just not the movie for you at that time. So remember, it's about entertaining yourself. That's all I want to say today. Just entertain yourselves.
Oh,
Wow,
Liz.
Liz, that was very uplifting, don't you think, Lian? I feel better. I feel better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's no pressure. I understand why people like, some of these movies are a little crazy, a little hard to follow, or maybe you think there's nothing to follow. Okay, fine.
Well,
Don't
Julie,
overthink it.
but you saw a movie that you
that
really
I liked. That I liked.
Okay.
I went to see A Man Called Otto starring Tom Hanks. Now, this is based on the 2012 novel A Man Called Ove by Frederick Backman. That was on the bestseller list for many years. And the Swedish film by the same name, A Man Called Ove. So I've read the book, I saw the Swedish film, and now I saw A Man Called Otto. It's an adaptation now it's set in Pittsburgh rather than in Sweden. And it has Tom Hanks playing a curmudgeon widower. And then he gets a new neighbor. Mariana Trevino plays a character called Marisol, and she is amazing in this movie. But also Tom Hanks's son, Truman Hanks, plays the young curmudgeon widower in some of the flashback scenes. So, and I thought he did a very good job.
I didn't even know there was a Truman Hanks. I had no idea. I mean, I've heard of Colin Hanks, never heard of Truman Hanks. Okay.
It says Truman Hanks. So
no,
I
believe you.
We believe you.
Yeah. So, I mean, and I think he was very convincing in this role. So it is very mature themes. This is not a family movie because it is about depression and suicide, the loss of a loved one, but it's also very sentimental. It's about kindness, about moments of humor, and I can't believe I'm actually going to say it. There is an amazing cat in this movie. Like the cat, between the actress Mariana Trevino playing Marisol and the cat, I just was apt. I really liked this movie. I teared up and cried several times. So, Liz, I think using your Shawshank confession, I felt like I was in the mood for this movie. And I think I like this movie better than the book or the Swedish film. So how about that?
Wow.
Okay, I'm just saying. That's what I think.
Okay. Good to hear.
I will confess that I had no idea that this movie was based on the book A Man Called Ove. I thought, what a weird title for a movie, A Man Called Otto. I missed all the press. Sorry, been busy. All right, maybe I'll check it out now. That was a rave review, Julie. Very nice. Well, I have some book recommendations. I have been reading a ton. And so a couple of books that have recently come out that I want to recommend. The first one is, and they're all contemporary fiction. They have to do with life, loss, love, family. They're in very different settings, but they all have a lot of humor and heart and super engaging characters, and they draw you into these very specific worlds. So it was just a fun place place and a loving place to spend a couple of hours. So that's why I grouped all these books together, and they're all recently out. The first is Small World by Laura Zigman, and it's a good tale of sisters. Imagine if two of the satellite sisters got divorced at about the same time and they decided to move in together in an apartment in Cambridge, Mass. How do you think that would go? Yeah, exactly.
Oh, wow.
Hilarity ensues.
Yeah, or not. So enjoyable. Love Laura Zigman's writing, Small World. The other one is The Sweet Spot by Amy Poeppel. And this is a story that's set in Greenwich Village and feels very New Yorky. So if you really just want a book that represents New York or imagine what it's like to live in New York, this is very evocative of that. And it sort of tells the story of the combination of your family by birth and your family by choice, and what happens when those two worlds run into each other. So again, there's a lot of heart, there's a humor, there's a baby at the center of it. So that's enjoyable. People are also making poor choices. So that's okay. They're not you. They live in Greenwich Village. They're going to make some poor choices. But
okay.
But I enjoyed this book, The Sweet Spot. And then the last one I listened to on audio, and I would highly recommend listening on audio. The book is Maame by Jessica George, and it's about a Ghanaian family in London. And you see the first generation daughter trying to break free of her Ghanaian family and set up her own life in London. And it's a beautiful audiobook, just with someone with a Ghanaian accent. And it just really felt like you were there and pronouncing all the words that would have been difficult for me to pronounce if I was just reading it. So that's Maame by Jessica George.
Oh,
Small World by
great.
Laura Zigman, The Sweet Spot, and Maame. And we have all these on a single book list. So again, there's going to be in the show notes. I'll spread the link around in on the Facebook page and in Pep Talk. But we have a whole working book list for all the books I'm going to recommend in winter, or we're going to recommend in winter 2023. But there you go. Get reading.
Yeah, that's good. In your book list, Lian, another great thing about them, they're at bookshop.org. So it means when you buy from these lists, you are supporting independent bookstores.
Yes.
Which is a really good thing that we would like to encourage you to do.
Right. So, and you can choose one, or they distribute the profits to indie bookstores. So you're not taking away from indie bookstores at all. You're actually supporting them. So it's especially good if you live in a place that doesnst have an indie bookstore right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's a fun and easy place for us to put our book list together. That's why we put it together there. Hey, I want to remind people next week on Satellite Sisters, we're getting ready for Galentine's Day, right?
Yeah. Creeps up on us every year.
Yeah. Whoops. We got to get on it. But this year, we're going to be talking to author Kim Fay. Her book, Love and Saffron, was one of my favorites from last year. It's a beautiful book about friendship and food and women. It's told in letters, which, usually I'm like, oh my gosh, that's a lot of work. But this book I loved. It's coming out in paperback next week. So Kim's going to come on. She's going to talk to us about the lost art of letter writing and how we can use writing letters and cards to strengthen our friendship. And we're going to talk a little bit, we'll talk about her book, which I know many in the Satellite Sisterhood really loved. And I'm really looking forward to talking to Kim about love and saffron and friendship and Galentine's Day.
That'll be fun.
All right. We want to thank Sergio Enriquez. Sergio, it was great to see you today. By mistake, Sergio left his camera on and we saw him for the first time in 3 years. You look good, Sergio. Keep it up. I'd like to thank Emily Loudermilk as well. She does our graphics. You can see them in Pep Talk and on Instagram. All right. Our to-do list for the week. I'm going to start. My son, Colin, is turning 25 this week.
Oh, happy birthday to Colin.
Yes.
Some birthdays. Yes.
Yeah, he was 7 months old when we recorded the first Satellite Sister.
Oh,
so it took us a couple of years to get on the air. So he's going to be 25. So I have to come up with a present for him. But he's a big reader, so I usually buy him some books. So I'll be doing that for sure, and then a few other things for his 25th birthday.
Your little groundhog, right?
Yes, February 2nd.
That's exciting. Well, I have to come up with the present as well. That's on my to-do list. I'm going to a birthday party for a 60-year-old man, and I don't really know him that well, and so I don't know exactly what to get, but it didn't say no gifts, so I think I have to So I'd like to get them a book or maybe, a vintage record. I don't know. Do you have anybody who has good ideas? Please post them at Satellite Sisters Facebook page. Yes.
Well, Lian, you're a good gift giver.
Yeah, I'm going to say everybody's muscles hurt. So I know you might not want to get him a personal massager, but like some CBD lotion or just some of those patches you can slap on his body so they stops hurting. That's
Salon Pa is an unusual birthday gift.
I don't know what message that sends, Lian.
Everybody loves fuzzy socks. You could do that too.
Oh, okay. Good one.
All right. So my to-do, award season, the Grammys are Sunday night. And I always enjoy the Grammys.
Yes.
Because there are almost no awards given out at the Grammy Awards. The best part of that award show is no awards. It's hosted by Trevor Noah. It's always just great musical performances. I mean, this year, some of the performers, of course, Harry Styles, that's the law now. Harry Styles, Bad Bunny, Mary J. Blige, Brandi Carlile, Lizzo, Kim Petras, Sam Smith. Anyway, Grammys on CBS on Sunday. And you know what is also just better than all the other award show red carpets is the Grammy red carpet. Yes. People wear insane things. So,
and say whatever they want to say. They're not as stiff as the Oscar people. They're just things are loose.
You're right, Lian.
Red carpet.
It's a red carpet where anything could happen. People could say anything, wear anything, do anything. So even if you don't want to watch the whole Grammys, the red carpet is fun. So I recommend.
Fantastic. Okay, good reminder, Liz. I had forgotten that. All right, that's our show for this week. Hey, Jill and Liz, have a good week.
You too, Lian.
And don't forget, call your satellite sister.